Yours. Is there a scientific way to help manifest your dreams?
Yeah, well, we are learning about the process of scripting. And how about this? Brain scans have actually shown the brain doesn't really know the difference between a real memory and an imaginary one. So what you script out actually can happen as far as your brain is concerned. That really affects your body, your behavior, and your ability to receive. So Natasha Graziano is a life coach who's helped Hollywood stars and regular folks use a process called scripting to manifest her own dreams and to help others. So thank you for being with us, Natasha.
Thank you so much for having me. Excited to be here.
So how does this all work? I'm just so curious as to how. Do you write things down in a journal and then you manifest them, or help me?
So essentially, yes, that's what you do. You decide, what do I want to achieve and where do I want to be a year from now, 3 years from now? And then you rewrite your story. It doesn't matter what you're going through right now. It doesn't matter what you've been through. All that matters is that you decide to become the main character in your movie and write your own script.
And it sounds like too easy, too good to be true. You've done this. I mean, you had a problem with addiction. You called yourself a broke single mom, and scripting helped transform your life. How do we simply start? Because the way we write things out matters, right?
Absolutely. So the simplest way to start is by getting a pen and paper. It's proven more scientifically that if you put pen to paper, you're more likely to achieve your goals than you are when typing or just verbalizing it, because it activates the ventrolateral prefrontal cortex of your brain. So what you want to do is you want to write a story about yourself in either the third person or the first person in the past tense. So it would sound something like, I had the most amazing 2023. I met the love of my life. And then you continue to write that story about that person or the event you want to attract, but describe it using all your five senses. So you really go into as much detail as possible. That is the importance of scripting in the past tense, with as much feeling and detail as you can in that story.
And you say to be honest about who you are today. Is that right?
That's right. You've got to be honest, because who you are today is your own self-concept. So who I am right now is probably very different from the version of me who has achieved that financial goal I want to get, that promotion at work, perhaps the next child I want to conceive, wherever it is I want to go. I'm a very different person now to where I will be once I've achieved that goal. So therefore, I must recognize that first before I put pen to paper and think, okay, so right now I have a lack of confidence. Perhaps you don't have the money in the bank. It doesn't matter whether it's true or not. It's whether you believe it. So can you uproot those things, bring them to the surface and just acknowledge them? And then say, okay, you know what? I'm going to redefine now who I am. I'm going to rewrite my story and become the architect of my own life.
Yeah, and I know it sounds maybe a little woo-woo, but you've done this. I know you coach along people like Tony Robbins on stages all over. And I actually have to say, I've used some of the scripting in the past. I've been amazed by the clarity it gives you and some of the things that happen. So you get really in-depth, including the neuroscience behind this. So we're going to talk about that deeper on the CURES podcast. We'll get more time. You also have a book coming up. It's Be It Until You Become It. .com/book, Be It Until You Become It. So thank you for being here. And if you want to learn more about scripting, that's the place to go, and watch the CURES podcast later. Thank you so much, Natasha.
Thank you so much. Happy scripting.
Happy scripting is right. Well, what is it? Jim Carrey wrote down, I'm going to be $5 million before
Well, he wrote himself a
30.
check for that he'd be paid with acting on a certain date and $5 million. And on that date, he signed his first acting contract for that amount of money. So he's a big fan. I know we're all wanting to learn a little bit more about law of attractions. This is a cool way. So how about this? I have had the best day on Great Day, Connecticut. Eyewitness News at 4, which is also amazing, is starting right now.
How about that? Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So don't go anywhere, because Eyewitness News at 4 starts right now. Have a great day, everybody.